guys, it's Francesca from Consciousful Tarot. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel and clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be making a requested video of Selena Gomez and her love life. And so I'm going to do her connection with Chris Evans, Justin Bieber, and The Weeknd, Abel. So let's go ahead and get it started. I'm first going to go ahead and start with Chris Evans because he was the most recent one. Okay, one moment. Okay, so it is confirmed that they're not in communication right now. It does seem as though there's been a separation between them. I do see that Chris Evans could have replaced her. They were just dating. They were nothing official, but he could have replaced her with someone else. I know a lot of you guys probably know the name, so you can leave it in the comments below. But I am seeing that the way that Chris Evans did Selena Gomez was a little bit shady in the sense where like he didn't move forward with her and didn't give her much of an explanation. She's kind of like wanting forgiveness but isn't wanting to cause drama. I do see like when they stopped communicating, she could have said one last thing and he could have seen like, oh, like she, you know, she's very like powerful, like she stands up for herself. Like he was a little bit threatened by what she said lastly, but she only did that because like she doesn't want to tolerate anything less than what she deserves. So I am seeing like the paradigm between Chris Evans and Selena Gomez was a little bit imbalanced, where, you know, Chris wasn't really like wanting to materialize their connection into commitment. Selena doesn't want to waste her time with just sex, and that's all kind of like Chris Evans was wanting. I do see that they only got to a phase where they got to know each other like on a superficial level, like nothing deep, even though Chris Evans was kind of amazed and infatuated by Selena Gomez. There's an aspect of him being seduced by someone else. So Selena Gomez did feel as though she got used and charmed by Chris Evans. And as a result, this kind of like made her feel bad, she didn't want to take it personal, but it did kind of affect her self-image or her self-belief and her self-confidence. But overall, her lesson with Chris Evans is a Uranus lesson, which has to do a lot with like Selena breaking free from her own restrictions and her own limitations. And it's a soulmate connection that's intended to help her like rejoice when it comes to her life, you know, help her recapture her individuality and recreate inspiration. So when Chris Evans came into her life, she could have been a little bit uninspired. It was possibly around the same time when she made that song with Coldplay, like around that time. So she was definitely in her feels possibly about Justin. So she met Chris Evans as like an uplifting kind of energy. But it wasn't intended to bring her down. And that was the lesson, is like, now that she faced another kind of like hardship in love, she could either choose to rise or sink, and she chose to rise this time. So that's why we're seeing her doing and executing everything that she's executing. They have unfinished business though. Selena Gomez is kind of like open-minded to accepting him back, but she's not gonna accept him if he's only wanting to come in with some sort of like sexual offer. Like she's kind of like not interested. I am seeing though, and I did confirm, because I know in the past video I said that Chris Evans and her are gonna go on a vacation in July, and I confirmed it, and it does seem as though it's still going to happen. And Chris Evans is watching her a lot. They're not in communication right now, so there's no action and there's a lot of silence. But he is wanting her. He's wanting to communicate with her, and he is going to bring her an offer to share a vacation together here. And then I confirmed what is he going to do with his girlfriend, his present girlfriend, and it does seem as though they're going to have a sudden breakup, and this can be within the next 3 weeks. So as you can see here with the palm tree as well, they are going to be going on vacation, and it is confirmed. It's going to be very spontaneous. I am seeing Chris getting a little bit out of his comfort zone, but he's going to do this because he's just going to have like a breakthrough of like really wanting to get to know Selena on a deeper level, because he's going to see her executing a lot of important and like executive kind of like executions in the community, and he just feels as though he needs to share an act of kindness to her, like kind of like invest in this connection with her. When it comes to like what's gonna happen after that vacation, I do see Selena not wanting to really like invest into him, but he's gonna want to put some effort, especially when it comes to some sort of craftsmanship. So he may want to work with her, and this is gonna kind of be like a way to get her back, or kind of like get her to stay with him, or get her to stay in his environment. But I do see that Chris Evans did learn a valuable lesson when it comes to being transparent and leading with his integrity in love, because he may have that issue, and kind of like Selena kind of like put him in his place, I'm not gonna lie. And I do see she will accept the offer to go on the vacation, but it's going to be for fun. I do see her inviting her assistant and her friends. So it's not going to be like a romantic getaway either. I do see it being with other people. And after that, I do see them, spending time together, writing a lot to each other, texting each other a lot, try to overcome any sort of animosity. But there's going to be a lot of ups and downs in their emotions, and it's going to be kind of like Chris trying to prove a point to her. But I do see him using work, and like, them working on some sort of craftsmanship together as a way to reel her in, So he may be like teaching her about acting, or wanting to connect her with like an enterprise or a company, so she can like move forward in her acting career in the industry. But yeah, so that's about it for Chris and Selena. Let's go ahead and see how Selena is thinking and feeling about her and Justin. Okay guys, so now I'm gonna go ahead and elaborate on the connection between Justin and Selena Gomez, how Selena Gomez is thinking and feeling about the connection. And it is so incredible, guys. So if you guys watched the last video, how I mentioned that there was gonna be a spontaneous pop-up like at a club, or at some sort of social gathering very soon. That's when I'm seeing Selena Gomez and Justin communicate in person. Hopefully we hear from it in the public so we can confirm this. But I am seeing that they are going through a completion. So they are twin flames. In the twin flame journey, there's several phases that you go through. The phase that they've been going through is the denial and the running, and then the test. So they've been going back and forth in the test, through the test and the denial and the running and chasing. They're about to complete this cycle. They're about to achieve an accomplishment. And because Selena Gomez is feeling whole within herself, and because Justin is now achieving his own fulfillment, there is going to be the next phase of the twin flame journey, which is ascension and communication and union. Full-blown union that may not happen until the end of the year due to the logistics between Justin and Haley. However, they are going into a new journey, into a new series where now they're going to be overcoming the disparity and the lack of communication. The lack of faith that they had in this connection will be restored due to this communication that they're gonna have. It's going to be very magnetic, very electric here. They're going to be very honest with each other. I am seeing that Justin is scared because he doesn't want Selena Gomez to like pick a fight with him, because something that they've always said, that they were always gonna be friends at least, and that's a promise that Justin didn't really keep. So Selena Gomez is at a point where she's trying to move on, but she's still in a lot of like agony and grief. I do see like she can't stop listening to his music, like especially now more than ever. She feels so overburdened and so stressed about his current situation that the only way that she can feel close to him is through his music. So she's like replaying old memories, listening to his music, because he's still avoiding her, you know what I mean? And it's like she's trying to overcome this overindulgence that she's currently in, because it does seem as though she's very like overindulged in this cassette, in this conditioning where she feels over her head right now. Because as she thinks about the connection, right, as she replays the memories and listens to his music that's clearly dedicated to her, she ignites the chemistry, she ignites the passion, and this makes her want him more. But it's almost like a forbidden love that she feels. So she's at a point where she's trying to move on emotionally, but it's like she's stuck in some sort of fantasy, even though it's real. You know, it's not a delusion, it's real, but it's being forbidden for right now, for the multiple reasons that we all know. So overall, sorry, let me put the light. Okay, so overall, I am seeing that she's feeling very conflicted because she doesn't want to pick fights. She doesn't want to go in between her and Haley and Justin right now. But she's at a point where she feels as though she does deserve some sort of like position in Justin's life. And you know, it's this lack of communication is definitely inspiring her to become strong, become courageous in her own duties and in her own executions in life. So the way that she feels is that she feels as though Justin needs to step up. Like, she's having a lot of patience, she's having a lot of peace, trying to, like, you know, calm herself. She's changing her perspective as well. Like, I do see her consulting with people in his life, and he could potentially be sending messages back, like, through them, you know what I mean? And this is giving her like some sort of tranquility that, like, okay, well, he still thinks of me, he still wants to communicate, but it's like through, like, you know, a walkie-talkie, you know, like it's not direct messages. And this is keeping her calm in the sense, but then it's also giving her a lot of frustration. Like, I'm feeling a lot of fire. Like, literally all the cards here are fire sign cards. And so she feels very frustrated, but at the same time she feels very charged with a lot of passion, which is giving her a lot of courage to improve herself. So I am seeing her you know, going through mood swings. So one day she's, you know, very energetic, very courageous, very independent, very confident, and then the next she's temperamental, she's chaotic, you know, she's forgetful. But I do see she's getting a lot of assistance too in her mental health here. I do see her healing her body. I do see her getting into a place of serenity. But what she wants to tell Justin is that he needs to stop lying. Like, he needs to stop escaping. He needs to make a break for it. Like, that's what she wishes to tell him. Like, that he needs to stop pretending to kind of like be in this connection with Haley. Like, that's what she wishes to tell him, but she can't really say that. So, you know, and she also wishes to tell Justin to stop spying on her, because she may know that Justin spies on her but isn't being direct with her, you know what I mean? So it's like she just wants Justin to like release the cap off the bottle and just like expose himself, because it's like she feels as though he's pretending, and it's like, yeah, it's making her mad, but it's also like it's making her feel as though he's immature and that he needs to grow up, you know. But overall, moving forward, they're gonna be going through a spiritual ascension and awakening, and the no communication is going to end, and Justin is gonna suddenly, spontaneously visit her at this event here, or some sort of nightclub. They're gonna go for drinks or something, and that's when the new beginning is going to begin here. I have the Ace of Wands here, and the Ace of Wands is all about physically meeting up, that new beginning, where it's going to spark a creative, passionate new beginning, where they're both going to be enthusiastic. And like I said, he's going to come in with a lot of urgency, and the Wands is all about fire as well. So there's a lot of fire burning up between them to bring this moving forward. And let me go ahead and see how Justin is feeling, just to confirm with you guys. But Selena is wanting Justin to be transparent. You see how the woman is like there, like kind of like waiting for the guy to be transparent. Like, she's just like wishing, she's like fantasizing, you know, and like he's there holding her, and she knows that he's there, but it's like he needs to really work on the partnership. He needs to show his hands, because she feels as though he's being very strategic in how he wants to communicate with her. He's not taking a risk with her. You know what I mean? So therefore, she's choosing to move in a new direction here. She's going to be open to Chris Evans when he comes around, but she still loves Justin unconditionally. Like, she's always sending him prayers and love. And going back to how Justin thinks and feels about her, I do see him in a lot of fantasies as well. He's in a lot of wishful thinking. Wow, guys. So he's having a major breakdown where he's kind of like reaching a breaking point where he's like going to come up. Like, he's going to confess. He's on the verge of confessing here. And he's planning on when to see her. So he can already be planning on where she's going to be at on the 5th, like I mentioned. And he's planning that. Right now, he feels as though doing this, he's going to feel like he's corrupted, or he's like he may get extorted. But at this point, he doesn't care, because he feels as though Selena's at a point where, you know, she's gonna like move on forever, and like he feels as though time is up and he needs to make a break for it. So I do see him being very strategic, but he's done of dreaming about her. He wants to actually like be face to face, one-on-one, and really make a break for it. So yeah, so hopefully they confirm it in the media, and we'll see this come into fruition very soon. Okay there, my friends. So now I'm gonna go ahead and elaborate between The Weeknd and Selena Gomez. So this one's gonna be short because they're actually not in communication. I'm seeing that they haven't been in communication for a while, but The Weeknd does look at her a lot online. He's very curious about what she's been up to. I do see that they do have mutual friends, and he can like ask about her through them as well. He plans on communicating with her, but I confirm that he won't communicate with her, only because like it does seem as though it seems that like their past issues really like kind of like confined him to like confront her. And if he does communicate with her, it's going to be very impulsive. But I do see that he's not wanting to, like he's scared to. He's also like very comfortable not communicating with her, because it's going to bring up past issues that he's not ready to be honest in. This could be potentially like when they dated, like him having sneaky links, or him having like, you know, side people. So Selena Gomez, the way that she feels about him is that like she still feels a lot of passion and chemistry and affection for him, but like she's not about to like make the effort to like try to get him in her life. Like if he wants her, then she's like, okay, like come and get it, you know what I mean? But she's not gonna want to reach out to him, especially because their past, like there was a lot of interferences. There was like potentially like infidelity here, you know, like she just feels as though he has like a lot of like options, and she doesn't want to be involved in a connection where she's gonna constantly have to like look over her shoulder, you know. So she's like put this connection to rest. I'm not gonna lie, like she kind of has learned what she needed to learn from this. She's disconnected from him emotionally. You know, she's not unhappy with him, but she's not, you know, like thrilled to want to get into his life either, you know, because she saw what she needed to see. She has enough proof of, you know, there being a third party potentially when they were dating. So she just feels as though the love is unrequited. Like she feels as though he's a manipulator and a cheater and a heartbreaker. And, you know, she basically says to, like, if something that she would to want to tell him, right, is like, if you really want me, like, show me, you know, like, show me that you're mature, show me that you're disciplined in love, show me that you're willing to lead with morals. And he hasn't proved anything to her. So at this point, it's like their connection is kind of a dead end, where they learned what they needed to learn, and that's it. And I do see, like I said, The Weeknd looking at her a lot, getting really turned on by what he sees, but just reminiscing, like keeping the memories in his heart, but not making the break for it, you know. And he just wishes that he can cleanse any sort of like negativity from his past with her. So I do see that their lesson between each other was meant for them to actually experience expansion and abundance, but also for the weekend to learn about potentially he may have like a father wound or a mother wound where he's like not good in relationships, and then what this taught Selena was just like another lesson of her needing to prioritize her self-worth and stand up for herself, which she did when it came to her relationship with the weekend. She stood up for herself, and when she saw something shady, she left, you know, and like she didn't stick around to get heartbroken, you know. So Selena Gomez has healed from this connection with the weekend, and she's okay with the lessons and what has learned, but the weekend is still, you know, reflecting on his mistakes with her. You know, he's still learning from his past mistakes and still in contemplation and soul searching based off their past lessons. But they both still have passion for each other, but it does seem as though they have liberated each other from this connection. And the ball is in the weekend's court, basically. All right, my friends, so if you enjoyed the reading and you want your own personal reading, you can go to consciousfultarot.com and book your reading there. I can give you a detailed, specific love reading for your relationship, a specific detailed reading for your career and finances, how to improve your finances, or how to change jobs to manifest your desired job, and to give you information on your life path and what you have to offer to this world. You can also catch me on Instagram and TikTok. Bye, my star friends.